Our country is sickened and outraged by the senseless evil that struck Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, only yesterday. Congress and the American people have made it rather clear that additional gun control legislation or executive actions are not appropriate. They're not going to pass. According to early reports from authorities, it appears that a deranged young man tried to murder his own grandmother, then crashed his car, and then ran into an elementary school and began killing.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he is not going to bring the Senate back early from recess. This comes after congressional Democrats urged the senator to hold an emergency session to vote on gun control legislation.
At least 19 young children and 2 teachers were murdered for no apparent reason at all.
Could you support a ban on equipment that's used to turn semi-automatic weapons into automatic weapons?
Look, the investigation's not even been completed, and I think it's premature to be discussing legislative solutions, if there are any. We're in the middle of the investigation. We'll see what that reveals, and at the end of that, there'd be an appropriate time to discuss it. In the meantime, our priority is on tax reform. As my colleagues have indicated, we're going to press ahead with that. These innocent kids were simply going to school. They'd put on their backpacks, said goodbye to their parents, and headed off for another day of learning and friendship. There were only 2 days left before summer break. And because of this maniac, at least 19 of these kids never made it home. One of the victims was a 10-year-old girl whose father described her as full of life, a jokester, always smiling. A 10-year-old boy who loves sports and art had just received his honor roll certificate a few hours earlier. His mother says he was thrilled about moving up into middle school next year. It's literally sickening to consider the innocent young lives that were stolen by this pointless, senseless brutality.